Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about don't get disgruntled if you didn't get the job. Now, I just wanted to share a story. This actually happened recently. I'm on the search for my next role, and I went through an interview process with a healthcare sales job with a pretty well-respected healthcare company. So I went through the interview process. I applied back in mid-January, and the whole interview process ended literally probably end of February. I went through multiple interviews. I thought I did great. Mind you, I've been searching for a job for a couple months now, and I've interviewed with a couple other companies. And so just my interviewing skills, just presenting myself, I think I've gotten sharper over the past couple of interviews, past couple of months. So with this interview process, I went through 3 interviews. They were all virtual. I thought I did a great job. Pretty crisp on this. I answered every question pretty clearly and concisely. Always closed the deal and asked for the opportunity on every interview. And I thanked them. After every interview, I sent an email just thanking the interviewers for their time and the opportunity, and again, asked for the job. So after this whole process, I got the generic email in early March just saying that, hey, unfortunately you didn't get the role. Definitely disappointed, but I get it. I've been doing this long enough. I've been laid off 4 times that things aren't going to go your way for whatever reason. But one thing that really I appreciated about this company was the hiring manager actually called me the following week after I got that email. We discussed, it was a brief conversation, but the hiring manager thanked me for the time that I committed throughout the whole interview process. They were very appreciative of what I brought to the table. The hiring manager did say that it was a tough decision. They felt that they needed to go with the other candidate at the end of the day, which I appreciate. First of all, the phone call. Not too many times where I applied for a role, I was a finalist. I didn't get the role. Did I get a phone call back from the hiring manager? I think it's only happened like 2-3 times in my career. So that was really appreciative. The hiring manager thought that, if there's another role down the road, definitely reach out, which was nice. Makes me feel good after, the time and effort I put into the interview process that unfortunately I didn't get the role, but they thought highly of me just to give me a phone call after the whole process. And, I appreciate it. I thanked her for the time and effort. And although I did say I was disappointed, they have a tough decision to make on filling that spot. And I did ask, what were my gaps? Like, what did they see was a glaring weakness? The hiring manager just said there was nothing really glaring or any gap. At the end of the day, I think they went with the other candidate for certain strengths, but the hiring manager wouldn't divulge on it. But anyhow, at least I asked and I tried. But I was very appreciative that, again, the hiring manager reached out to me and just said, you're a strong candidate. It was a tough decision. We went with another candidate. But if there's another role down the road on my team, the hiring manager said that definitely reach out. So that made me feel good. And, after the call, I just started reflecting. I know there's a lot of people out there looking for roles and things like that. In my mind, you can't get disgruntled. Every interview, obviously, you're just trying to get better. You're trying to get the job. But if you don't, consider it a learning lesson. Just go back to the drawing board, think back at the interview, and see what you could have done better at. Every hiring manager is going to be different. At least from my experience, just interviewing throughout this current process, is that they have different questions, they have different priorities. They're looking for certain skill sets maybe that fit their team. And so going in with this same mindset with every interview is going to be hard. You're not going to get the role if you don't adapt and you don't kind of adjust. And asking those right questions right during the interview, just what are you looking for in your next hire? So there's a lot of different situation scenarios, going on with every different interview and every different company that you apply and interview. Now, it can be frustrating, not getting the role, but my thoughts are learn from it and get better. Can you be more comfortable during the interview process? Less nervous during the interview. You've done all these interviews, you should be able to get a little more relaxed, a little more at ease during these conversations when you're applying for roles. Can you answer these questions more precisely from the interviewers? That's always something I think about. I need to be a little more crisp. I needed to paint the picture better on my answers from the questions from the interviewers. And also, can I crisp up my resume for each role that I apply to? Now, I'll share on a future video just kind of how many roles I applied to and what the hit rate was as far as, getting an interview or getting a final interview. It's not good. I mean, it's not a 100% success rate, and I don't think anyone would have a 100% success rate. I always think about what can I do. I do tailor my resume for every job rec, and I don't know if that works or not, but that's the way I do it. But for me, it's just I always try to improve on every interview. I look back. Some of them I did record myself and just kind of hear how I'm presenting myself and how I answer the questions from the interviewer. I definitely admit I can always get better. I can cut down some fluff. That's what I always strive for, is always get better at the next interview. And at the end of the day, it's business for them as well. So don't take it personal. It's a business. They're doing business transactions. They're doing business opportunities. They're not looking at you personally. They just want the best candidate that they feel like is a good fit for their business. So that's all I got. I mean, tell me your thoughts. How do you feel after getting rejected for a role or during the interview process? Any insights, advice, comment, like, subscribe? I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll see you at the next video.